Alrighty, so now we are moving on to ebook formatting. As per usual, I have Cut to the Kill open as a reference, but I'm going to go over here and open up a new document. And we're not doing anything fancy with this one, so we're just opening up a blank one. I have my settings set so that way they're automatically on Times New Roman and 12 point, but you might need to change that depending. Those are fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is center this, underline it, and put my table of contents here. Okay. And I'll get to actually typing those out later. And you can do this if you export it as a PDF and upload it that way. But if you use Kindle Create, you can't have it like this. But putting the table of contents in myself does still allow me to center it, because otherwise Kindle Create puts them all right here on the left side, and I don't like the way that looks. So for Man of Darkness, I'll be centering them as well, but it will only be in one row, just as a heads up. So we're going to do this part. I'm just going to copy that because it's easier with one hand. Okay, and then over to here, I'm going to do this because, again, I'm using one hand at the moment. Okay, paste that, and then put a nice space in. Oop. Okay, and then going to come over here. So the next one is my title page, which I should still have in my images. Nope. So insert picture. You can also just put the title and your name down there, but because I have it and because that's what I did for Cut to the Kill, I'm going to do the same here for Man of Darkness. So it's in my downloads somewhere. I was just going to delete them yesterday, so it's a good thing that I didn't. Alrighty, so it is this one that we're looking at. Square, center it. I'm going to zoom out and see what this page looks like. Okay, those are the settings on mine. It's 9 inches tall and 5.83 inches wide, which is what I did for the initial book thing. So then I should be able to insert a new page. That's not where I wanted you, so we'll just move you over there. And then again, we'll center it on this page. There we go. So after the title page, oops, we have dedication. So I'll need to open up my other Man of Darkness document, the one for my paperback. So I'll just write dedication up there at the moment. And then we have the copyright, and for me, also my social media stuff, because in ebooks you can put clickable links. So if you want to do your social media, that's a good place to do it. Add another page break. I'll zoom in for you again. There you go. And then I think, yep, and then it starts the prologue. So I'm going to go over here, copy this whole document from Google Docs and paste it into Word, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, I went into my normal font document, found the dedication, pasted that here, added the Man of Darkness is dedicated to thing, and then I've also pasted all the chapters here. So now I'm going to go through those, find all of the chapter headers, mostly by just Control F and search for chapter, and make sure that each and every one starts on its own page. Alrighty, all of the chapters are separated into their own things. I'm at the very, very end. The epilogue is on this page. This is a brand new page. I'm going to paste my reader's dedication from Cut to the Kill and change this to Man of Darkness, change this to Man of Darkness merch, and then change this to something about Miles, and then we'll go through and look at the table of contents. Alright, that is done. And now I accidentally just opened a media player. I apologize in advance for that, because it's probably going to pop up, but maybe it won't. but I'm going to go ahead and put all of these things into the Man of Darkness one as well. Again, they will just be in a straight line and they will all be centered for me. You don't have to center them, I choose to center them, and you don't have to do the table of contents here. If you use Kindle Create, you can do it there. I still move this over to Kindle Create, I finish on there, but I prefer the way the table of contents looks when it's centered rather than when it's moved over here to the left side. So I'm going to do the books also available, title page, dedication, copyright, all of the chapters, and then the reader dedication. So I'm going to mark those down, and then if you do it through Word, I will show you how to bookmark the pages so you can actually make a table of contents like this. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and show this to you a couple times just so that way you get a good read of it, but I'm going to start with books also available. So I'm going to come here, highlight this one, go up to Insert, click Bookmark, down to here, also available. You might have to add it. It is there because I copied and pasted these from Cut to the Kill, so it still reads the hyperlinks, but I have to add them in because I removed them from the chapters. If I didn't, I would just have to add this and mark this, and it would connect immediately to these. But so that way I could show you from scratch, I removed all of them. But I'm going to add this one to also available, and then we'll come up here, highlight this, hyperlink, place in this document, also available. Okay, and now if we control click this, I don't know if I can do this with one hand, let me move the mouse over. There you go. It will take us there, which is great. So now the next one is the title page. I actually don't know how to do that on the title page. Can you bookmark a page? Maybe you can. It gives me the option to. Okay, add. And then, again, hyperlink, place in this document, title page. And I'm going to make sure that worked because I've never done that before, I don't think. Or if I did, it's been a while. Sort of works. It goes over to the bottom. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so I'm going to do that here for the dedication as well. And it's just going to be continuously, this is just a normal dedication. Okay, and then we come up here, we highlight dedication, we go to hyperlink, place in this document, dedication. And you're just going to do that for the copyright, the prologue. You're going, well, you might not have a prologue, but you're going to do it for every single one of these if you're doing your table of contents in Word. Again, if you do it through Kindle Create, you can set it so that way when you make the headers, it automatically puts them into a table of contents. That is a full disclosure. If you use Kindle Create, you do not have to do this if you do not want to. I am doing it only because I do not like that Kindle Create centers it on the left rather than centers it in the page. It's personal choice. Maybe someday Kindle Create will update it so you can put it in the center, but for now they do not. Or at least not when I used it for Cut to the Kill back in June. It's possible they changed it since, but I center it here because I prefer it that way. That's something that's totally up to you. But I'm going to run through the rest of these and then I will, see you after that. Alrighty, so I bookmarked everything and put them all into here. And I clicked all of them to make sure that they still worked. And with this one, I did get it so it went to the top of the page. Again, using one hand, so give me a second. There we go. So now it goes to the top, which is great. So I'm going to save this. And I think you only need it as a Word document, so that's what we're going to go with. And then I'm going to go here. Kindle Create for me is down here. I'm going to double click that and open it up. And once it loads, I'll be back with you. Alrighty, so this is open now. I'm going to go to New Project from File. Yes. now it's going to upload. Be back when it does that. Alrighty, so everything is imported here, so I'm going to get started. Again, I like my stuff centered, so that's why I did that. All of your formatting stuff is over here. These are your elements. You label the elements with those. And then you can center certain things, you can't center other things. You can mess with the spacing on some things, but not everything. So on and so forth. So I'm going to come okay, it wants these. And I don't know if that's going to create, hold on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, except selected. Is that going to make another table of contents or no? No, we're good, as far as I can tell. So that's good. So here, this is what you can do. You can include them in the table of contents, and then you put what you want it to say here, and then it will mark it there. I don't want that, so I'm not doing anything, which is good. But that's what happens when you just click the page and pan over. But if you specifically click something on it, this changes. So I'm going to make that full page so it centers itself. And here in the alt text, I'm going to write Man of Darkness, a hellish novella by Courtney Ellsbury. I need both hands because my one hand is tired of typing. So I'll be back with you in a second. Alrighty, so that's done. And then I think that's the next page. Looks like it. Yep. Sometimes this does weird things, so we're going to click it and then I'll undo it if I don't like the way it looks. Yeah. So like sometimes when you do this, yeah, it does that and then it separates it into separate dedications. So I'm going to undo that and leave it the way I had it. That's why I do the base formatting in Word, and then I do the rest of it here. Because there are certain things that I just don't like about it. I'm going to add an extra space here, because those feel very close to each other. And then that's it. Again, you can mark the copyright here, but I already have it in my thing, so I'm not going to. Because it messes with the way that it looks, so. This is a chapter title. And then I'm going to come over here. Do I want it centered? Yes. Okay, so on this one, I can't change anything. When I did cut to the Killing Ashes in the Light, it kind of depended on what I clicked. Like if you did the subtitle or the title or whatever. But I'm going to do this. Please click it and then put a space afterwards. And I'm going to do that for all of them. So put a space, and then here on the date, I'm going to go to chapter subtitle. And that does this here. I'm going to move it over to the left side for me personally. Oh, can I move you over any further than that? Oh, I know how to do it. Okay, so here on the indents, I think it's this one. Yep, I'm going to change that to 0, so it moves it over there. And I can't change anything else on this. Okay. And then I'm going to put another space. And I'm going to do that for all of the chapters. And then I will see you again. Alright, so if I highlight this, it lets me change it, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just change it to black text. I don't want that one to be oddly different than the rest of them. Oh. What are you set in? Oh, I can't look. That's okay. Alright, so I'm going to change the chapter header and subheader, or whatever, to both be this Bookerly font, and so that they're both black text, and then I will see you again. But you can change it, you just have to highlight it first instead of just click it like you can for everything else. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go through and highlight my scene break asterisks, and then come over here and click separator, and that changes it into these. It's a scene break. It looks bigger, looks a little bit cleaner, especially in ebook format. So I'm going to scroll through and do all of those. All right, so with all of that done, you can open up the previewer, which is this button up here, and it allows you to look through everything and see what it would look like in ebook format. And you can do that. You can change the font, you can change the font size, you can change what device you're looking at, you can change if you're looking at it in portrait or landscape. You can navigate by page, table of contents, yada yada yada. It can auto navigate based on your speed, and then your table of contents is here and it shows you where to go, which is awesome. It's one of my favorite parts about it. Things look good, which is great. So I'm going to exit out of that. I'm going to save it again, and then which button do I press? I believe it's publish. So you can come over here and press that, and then, yep. So I'm gonna save it into my Man of Darkness folder and just press save, and it will save it onto my flash drive. I don't know how long that takes, so I'll be back in a few. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and add the Kindle on this one, the normal font. So you just click Create Kindle ebook. Alrighty, so this is all the same stuff we've done before. The description is there from the print book. I own the copyright. Keywords I'm dealing with later. Categories are the same from the book that it's linked to. For pre-order. Okay, so if it's set to release on the 29th, and it is, I must submit the final version of my title before October 25th at 11:59 p.m. GMT time zone. So, unless I make any drastic changes, I already have my final version, but that difference of days is something you should keep in mind if you are doing a pre-order for your first time. I'll be back with you when it's done saving.
Alrighty, so my next step in this is to create the cover for the ebook of Man of Darkness, which is what I'll be doing in the next video. This video does cut off with me doing that. That's what the clip is that's playing right now, but I'm going to put it all in the next video so that things are more cut and clean and dry and whatnot. But that is all that I have for this one, and I will see you guys in the ebook cover video. Bye for now.